What's going on, everybody? Today we're taking a look at the rebirth of a barbell that was actually like one of the first barbells that I ever bought, and that is the Rep Fitness Excalibur. Back in the time when it first came out, it was one of the best deals. I mean, there weren't a ton of barbells out at that time, not like there are now. So finding a barbell that had 28 millimeter diameter shaft and had the tensile strength, the specifications, came in chrome for all of like $300 was very, very rare back in like 2013. It's been a few years since the Excalibur was discontinued for the Gladiator and the Saber barbells, a mid-tier barbell and a budget bar, and now the Excalibur fits at the top of Rep Fitness's barbell lineup with the version 2. And along with the new version comes with one huge change over the original barbell, or I feel like it's a huge change, and that's that the Excalibur version 2 is now a 28.5 millimeter diameter shaft and versus the original 28 millimeter shaft. So now this barbell is targeted more towards functional fitness or multi-use purposes because of that thicker shaft. You get a slightly lessened amount of whip, but that does better for powerlifting movements versus just ollie movements, where the original Excalibur was really, really good at. It had amazing whip. So the build quality of this barbell is excellent. That 28.5 millimeter diameter shaft has a tensile strength 215 kpsi. The yield strength of this barbell is 205 kpsi. The coating only comes in one finish, and that is a hard chrome that's polished throughout the whole barbell. The knurling is very well defined and is on the medium to rough side. I'm gonna say that this is a little bit on the harsh side for my taste personally. Some people are gonna like it. Honestly, when you look at it, it looks a little bit more scary than it actually feels. I've used this bar for multiple reps and I really haven't had too much of an issue with it, but I just like a more subdued knurl. There is also both powerlifting and weightlifting marks on this barbell, both with very well-defined cutoff points. And then you get out to the sleeves, which the knurling goes all the way out to, and the sleeves themselves are once again hard chrome coated. They've got the Rep Fitness logo on the inside, Excalibur 20 kilos, 28.5 millimeters, and the sleeve shoulder is 1 inch. The sleeves have no play side to side, up and down. This is one of the best fitted sleeves in the barbell marketplace right now. There's a very light ribbing on the sleeves itself to help keep plates on when you don't want to put any kind of collars on. And then at the end of the sleeve, there is a sticker on top of a snap ring. So you'd have to peel off that sticker to get into the sleeve itself. I wouldn't recommend taking off the sleeves anyways on a new barbell unless you had some kind of major problem with it. So on my personal barbell, this is one of the earlier versions, so the stickers are not fit so well to mine, but on the actual production ones, they will be improved and they will not be falling off like mine are. So going back to knurling, which is going to be probably the most subjective topic when it comes to talking about a barbell. Like personally, I do not like a really aggressive knurling, and the Excalibur is borderlining what I would find to be too aggressive for like mixed use or functional fitness. I still have used this barbell for plenty of workouts that included a ton of reps, and my hands did not feel like they were gonna fall off afterwards. So it does definitely pass my test. But when you compare this knurling to something like the Ohio bar, which I would say is like the standard for multi-use barbells, this is going to be much more aggressive than that actual knurling. Anything in the Rogue lineup that is 28.5 millimeters is going to have the same knurling. So Rogue bar, Ohio bar, Chan bar, it doesn't really matter. They're all the same knurling. And the Excalibur has a much more aggressive knurling than that. If you compare this to the Rep Fitness Gladiator, I'm going to say that the depth is about the same, but the Gladiator has a thicker or a larger diamond pattern than compared to the Excalibur. Like I said, I didn't find that it was too uncomfortable. I just prefer a light or a lighter depth knurling than this. I think if they were to just kind of cut it down a little bit, then I would feel like it was a perfect cut for me. The sleeves of this barbell are insanely well put on. There is like no play side to slide, and when you drop this barbell, it is like virtually silent. There's no like rattles or anything. It is just a really well constructed barbell. It is a bushing bar. The sleeves actually rotate pretty good for a bushing. It's really smooth, and you can get some pretty good rotation out of this. It never feels like this bar is too slow when you're doing any kind of Olympic weightlifting movement. It honestly just feels like a bearing bar. It does not spin as freely as a bearing bar would, but I think for most people doing Oli or mixed use, this is going to be perfect, and it's not going to spin too much for your powerlifting movements. So because this is a multi-use barbell, it's 28.5 millimeters, the whip does take a little bit of a hit. I still felt that it was enough for most weightlifting movements. Obviously, there is better out there. I think that pretty much all of the other offerings in the 28 millimeter range are going to be better for this. But if you are focused on Olympic weightlifting, definitely go for like the Gladiator or something that is 28 millimeters. If you wanted just an all-around, all-purpose barbell, you had big hands, then I would go with the Excalibur over that, because I do feel like the fit and finish of the Excalibur is better than the Gladiator. Not saying that that's a bad or not well-made barbell, but I do prefer the actual just feel of the Excalibur over that. So the Excalibur version 2 was just re-released, and it costs $300, $299, and it does come in a 20 kilo or a 15 kilo version as well. They're the same price. Rep Fitness does not include free shipping, but I think to get something shipped or a barbell shipped from Colorado to California, it's something like $15. So they don't overcharge for shipping either. $315 for a really well-made multi-use barbell is probably gonna be in the pretty typical category. You're gonna spend about the same amount on a standard Ohio bar. You're gonna miss some features like the better spinning sleeves of this that have bronze bushing instead of the composite bushings of the Ohio bars, which I definitely think the bronze bushings are far superior. The knurling of this barbell is also going to be more aggressive than the Ohio bar, so you have to also take that into consideration. The whip, they're probably about the same. The spin of these sleeves is much better than on the Ohio bars. And then the actual finish itself, you're getting a chrome finish here. Rogue does not offer a chrome finish on any of their barbells anymore, so you have to get like zinc, black oxide, or Cerakote, which does increase the price quite a bit. So the benefits of having that chrome shaft is that it's going to resist scratches a lot better than zinc or black oxide will. It does rust. Chrome is one of the fastest oxidizing things or surfaces out there. So make sure if you get this barbell, it's not going to be terrible in humid environments, but make sure you wipe it down. It can develop a little bit of surface rust. It's not going to really damage the barbell though. So for $315, $320, I think the Rep Fitness Excalibur is probably one of the best bars that you can get for that price. The performance is excellent. Keep in mind that it is a multi-use barbell. It's not going to be the top choice for a Olympic weightlifting barbell. It's not going to be the top choice for a powerlifting barbell, but it's going to be able to do weightlifting, functional fitness, and powerlifting all really, really well. And I think this barbell is excellent, especially if you needed something that had a more aggressive knurling. If you guys have any questions about the Rep Fitness Excalibur, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.